Welcome back to next week where I'm wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, we're filming this the same time we did last week because just gotta get it going. Welcome back to part 2 of our little travel vlog. This is part 2 where we go to Amsterdam. So if you missed part 1, we went to Bruges, and you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description. So we left Bruges like mid-morning and headed straight to Amsterdam. Once again, he was doing all the driving, thankfully. I think it's really weird to switch to driving on the other side of the road. I'm finally really used to driving here in Scotland on the left side. And when we went there, obviously we were driving on the other side, and I was like, no, I'm not even gonna try. I'll just get confused and crash. He was fine though.
Yeah, as long as I'm still on the correct side of the car.
But even that would feel weird. I don't know. And once again, we lucked out with weather on our trip to Amsterdam.
Kind of.
It was
sunny.
It was sunny, but freezing and super windy.
It was Baltic.
So he has been to Amsterdam once, right?
Yeah.
How long were you there? What time of year was it?
I think it probably would have been around August-ish time that I went last time.
So when we went in January, it was so cold that we couldn't be outside for very long. In Bruges, we could.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was cold, but we were fine. Amsterdam, you could maybe be outside for an hour max, and you were just...
And your ears fell off.
Yeah, my face was completely solid, frozen. It was so cold. So we were going in and out of shops. We were shopping, but not really shopping. And then we went to cafes
and coffee shops and stuff.
Yes. So in Amsterdam, there's coffee shops, which is a whole thing. Coffee shops usually mean you're allowed to buy and smoke marijuana in them. So every hour we would go somewhere to warm up. And if you go into a coffee shop, you don't necessarily have to buy anything or smoke, but you do have to buy a drink or something. You can't just go and sit in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'm just coming in to use your heat.
So I was drinking way too much coffee and tea, and we would buy juices and just whatever snacks. But everyone around you is smoking, so if you're not into that, you definitely don't want to go. Just don't even go into them because, yeah, you're gonna leave smelling like weed. What was your most memorable thing about it besides the coffee shops and being cold?
We took a lovers canal ride.
Yeah, we did.
On one of their canal boats.
Yeah, there's this little... I don't know, it's a package you can buy. It's a lover's canal trip. You get in the lover's boat. Is that what it's called?
I hope not.
You get into the boat, and it's at night, so all the lights are on. There were Christmas lights everywhere, and they take you through a ton of canals, and you get a little thing on your table with beer, Heineken, because the Heineken factory is in Amsterdam, and some treats. It's just very relaxed.
I was really, I was impressed with the lighting of the whole city. It just,
cool.
It really did. It kind of brings out the whole city, to look really beautiful.
It wasn't as romantic as Bruges because it wasn't medieval. Yeah. It wasn't as old, but it was still really pretty. And the canals were actually bigger in Amsterdam.
A lot wider, yeah. A lot wider than they are in Bruges.
And the long boats that you see everywhere.
They're crazy. I was always like, how do you even maneuver these things around in a canal?
Yeah.
And we found out they basically do a 3-point turn.
It's impressive.
It's super impressive. They like go full speed towards a wall and then like
Reverse.
ram on reverse.
And
then just like turn, like they sort of reverse around the corner and then go the way that they want to go, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, you see them passing each other all the time, and yeah, they have it down.
Yeah,
they're pros. They're definitely pros. And there were cyclists everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I did not.
I thought that was cool. I like the fact that it's very cyclist friendly. And there's like specific bike lanes and bike lights that tell them when to go. There was more chocolatey and marzipan and waffle-y things in Bruges. Oh, so good. My heaven. But there were lots of other treats in Amsterdam.
Lots of baked goods in Amsterdam because there are lots of baked people in Amsterdam.
My favorite thing about Amsterdam was walking around in the daytime when it was sunny, and we were like in some areas that weren't quite as windy and cold, and it was so bright and like cheery feeling. But then you'd turn a corner and you were hit by the icy wind, and it was just like, oh.
Pow, right in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It was also too crowded.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Especially in the centre of town, the streets are quite narrow.
Yeah, and it was middle of January.
Yeah,
and so cold, and yet the streets were packed with people.
Rammed.
I could not believe it, and it actually reminded me of being in like the middle of London.
You don't want to go to Madame Tussauds, do you?
Cars and bikes and people everywhere, and it just. It wasn't as relaxing. So I personally have no desire to ever go back.
I think
if it was nice weather.
I think if we were to go back there, we would probably not go
to downtown,
to the centre of town.
Yeah, we would try to see something else. But I did love the cruise along the canal. That was so cool. That was romantic. It was also, I mean, I did of course take lots of photos, and it was nice. I'm not running out of things to say.
Amsterdam was okay. We should have stayed longer in Bruges.
Yeah, that's kind of our takeaway. Yeah. But if anyone out there lives in Amsterdam, I'm not trying to put it down so much. It's just that was our experience, and like I said, it was January, so it was kind of our fault. But we just were really excited to go somewhere new and explore, and overall, it was a really awesome trip. Mm-hmm. So let's tell the whole story from going home. Okay. So we had the long drive home afterwards, and that was not fun.
It snowed on the way back to Dunkirk, where we were going to catch the ferry back across. So we were driving pretty slow for most of the way. As a result, we missed our boat. Thankfully, if you miss a boat, most of the people are just like, yeah, whatever, just get on to the next one.
But I had a scary experience because you have to go through border control, and I was still in Scotland at that time on my 6-month visitor visa, and the border control didn't like that, apparently, and they were questioning me. I had to show them like any documents I could find about me being in Scotland, and I had to show them my passport, obviously. And I also had to prove that I had enough finances. Like, I had to show them my bank statement.
Right,
I had to show them my bank statement to prove I had enough to support myself.
At the border, and I was like, excuse me, what's going on here?
And if I didn't have the ability to log in at that time, because my internet was so bad, it was so slow to load, I was like sitting there thinking I was going to get rejected.
He was being
super harsh. And finally, my bank thing loaded and I showed him and it was like all good. Just so nerve-wracking thinking they could just say, no, you're not allowed. The thing was I didn't have a return ticket to the US yet, which is why they thought I was just like illegally staying in Scotland maybe. Like, I don't know what his problem was.
She hadn't stayed anywhere near the length of the...
I still had months to go.
Yeah, of the 6-month visa. But basically, because we had left the country and then come back in, this guy just didn't like it.
We made it through and then we just headed up north. By the time we got home, we were just done.
Shattered.
We should have maybe stayed somewhere pretty, like on the way home, and not had such a long road trip. Nowadays, when we travel, I experience our travels in a totally different way because I always paint. And I didn't do that at all on these trips. I didn't even sketch, partially because it was too cold. But I didn't even do it in the hotel room. And they're such beautiful, sketchable cities. So I kind of regret that part. I have a ton of videos, obviously, and tons of reference photos. Lots of photos of doors. I could make a whole book about my door photography in Europe. And we have so many places we want to do road trips to. Like, we have friends in Germany. We really want to go to Italy. So we don't know when that'll be, but someday. But I hope you enjoyed our part 2 of the road trip to Amsterdam, and of course part 1 if you watched it already. Thank you all for watching. I think I'm going to take a mini break for the holidays, and so I'll be back in January with another video. But I hope you all have a wonderful holiday.
And remember to like and subscribe.
Look how good he is. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, seriously, we need to say goodbye. Oh my God, please. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Merry
See
Christmas.
you later.
Bye.